Buenos días. Mi nombre es David Rai. Yo vivo aquí en Yuba City. सत श्री अकाल मेरा नाम डेविड राय हैगा मैं रहंदा Yuba City, California.
और तुसी क्या करते हो?
Well, I didn't know if I understood that.
What do you do?
Oh, मैं खेती करता. My name is Lal David Rai. I'm a third generation farmer in Yuba City, California. I am 3/4 Punjabi and quarter Hispanic.
So you speak Spanish,
I do.
or should I say, do you speak Mexican?
I do that too.
You speak Mexican?
I speak Mexican. Mexican
Tell us what Mexican means.
means Mexican.
Okay, and that's how Punjabi is called.
They have their own language for everything. I live on George Washington Boulevard in Yuba City, and if you tell Punjabi, you tell them George Washington.
Does the irony ever escape you that, there are all these Punjabis who live off of George Washington Boulevard in streets like Lincoln, Franklin, they're all named after the various American presidents. And here you have this little Chota Punjab that the rest of the world is not aware of, right?
Correct.
It could be any street USA,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
And you've been here for what, 100 years, your family?
My family has been here. My dad, my grandfather came, I think, in 1906.
Well, that makes it over 100.
Yes.
And he came straight here or went elsewhere?
I'm not sure if he came to Canada. You'd have to ask my mother.
But your father, you were born here.
I was born here. My father left India and he worked his way to New Zealand, to Fiji, from Fiji to Panama. From Panama, they came up Mexico through the jungles, and actually they started farming in Mexico. And they cleared the land, they started farming there, and then the Mexican government deported them, loaded them up in trucks at night, and took them to southern Mexico and deported them. And then they turned around and they walked through Mexico at night so they wouldn't be seen, and they came to Mexicali. And then in Mexicali, they were able to find a coyote, which is a smuggler, and promised him so much per person, and he smuggled them into California.
How much did they pay at that time?
At that time, I don't know. I think today's rate is around 3,000, from what I hear.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Now, did your father speak Mexican?
Yes, he spoke very good.
Really?
Yes.
So you guys spoke Spanish at home?
No, my dad spoke Punjabi with me, and with Leela a little bit, and then English. And then sometimes my mom and him would speak Spanish. It depends if we understood, but sometimes when they wanted to speak and didn't want us to know what they were speaking, they would speak Spanish or whatever,
Oh, so you weren't that fluent where you could understand?
Well, that was when we were littler. Then we got
older, you
older,
understood?
Yes.
Okay. What was it like growing up in Yuba City?
It was fun, actually. It was very nice. It was small, country. We had all the functions, different functions. I was telling you about the Indian independence in January.
It's actually Republic Day.
Well, Republic. We called it the Independence Day.
Oh, really?
And there was different. And today there's nothing like that. The only functions there is whatever is going on in the temples. There is they have I think it is in the fall. They have something, I don't know what it is, some heritage, and I've never gone to that.
Okay. How do you describe yourself? As a Punjabi Mexican, or a Indian, or an Indian American?
I'm an American, Punjabi-Hispanic.
That's how you describe yourself? Okay. And you've been farming ever since you were a child?
Correct. With my dad and my uncle, until my dad passed away.
Do you think it's in your blood?
I think so.
You took to it like a duck takes to water?
Yes.
And you didn't want to do anything else?
No.
Never had the desire to go and do anything else at all?
No, no.
I'm just making doubly sure that it is in your blood, the farming thing. Was your father also a dedicated farmer?
Yes, he was.
And all the people around you, they were all dedicated farmers.
Yes.
Describe a typical day when you were growing up. What was it like?
Well, your day would start at 6 o'clock in the morning,
Hmm.
and it depends what time, what season it was. If it was harvest season, you would actually start 5 o'clock in the morning, and you have to get everything ready, have all the employees show up at a certain time and start harvest, and then you'd work until 2, 3 o'clock getting the fruit in, and then after that you would still have to get everything ready for the next morning.
When was the harvest season? When did it start?
It started in the middle of July, and it ran through the second week of September.
And what did you do the rest of the year?
Well, I was in school the rest of the year.
But when you weren't going to school and you were working in the farm?
Well, then right after the second week, then at the end of September, the rice harvest would start, and that would take us into the second week of November.
Hmm.
Then after that, the pruning would start in the orchard, and that would take you into February or March, and then you had spraying and stuff. I mean, it's an all year cycle. There's always stuff to do.
And describe what it was. You had camps for Mexican?
We had two camps. One was like a Punjabi camp, and then right across the driveway was the Hispanic camp. And I would go to one from the other.
Why?
Well, it depends who was cooking what.
They had two different sets of cuisines.
Correct. You know, who had the better food is where I was at.
What did you prefer?
It depends what the Indian food was. I love Mexican food.
Like what? The tortillas and
I love tortillas. I love burritos. I love all that stuff. And the Indian food, I like. You know, everybody makes a big thing out of ma.
Uh-huh.
Well, I really don't care for ma. I love mungi,
Moong dal.
the green one.
Yes.
And my dad used to say, well, that one was like for sick people and stuff. But I always had, to me, the flavor of it was better.
What about roti and parathas?
Oh, I love them.
What about rice?
Rice, it depends what rice it was. It was with the yellow rice with the raisins and the slivered almonds. Oh, I love that.
So you call it yellow rice with raisins and slivered almonds?
Sweet rice.
Is that what you call? Did you ever go to the Gurudwara?
Yes, yes,
You did. But you were baptized a Catholic.
correct,
So did you go to church too?
correct, yes. And then every summer when school got out, I'd had to go 2 weeks of catechism, which was a Catholic school.
Do you still go to church?
No,
No Hail Marys.
no. But I do pray every night,
So, and the Gurudwara, you went with your dad?
correct.
And what was that like? So in the morning you went to the church, and in the afternoon you went to the Gurudwara?
The church meaning which one? No, you mean the Catholic church?
The Catholic church.
No, if I went with my dad, you'd leave in the morning early and you'd be gone all day.
Oh, so you wouldn't
No,
go to the
no,
church and the
no,
Gurudwara on the
no,
same day?
no.
Okay. What were your memories of Stockton? Because that was a big meeting point for all the Punjabis across California, right?
Well, Stockton had, for a little kid, it had swings outside,
Mm.
so we got to play. We played and ran around. We weren't inside praying
Mm.
as little kids in them days.
Mm.
And then when you were inside, you sat in chairs.
Mm.
And when you ate in chairs. And the Indian women were in American clothing.
Even if they were from India,
And yes.
they didn't wear salwar kameezes.
No, they were. But you know what I did notice? The Indians that came from the Fiji Islands,
Hmm.
to this day I've noticed they Americanize a lot faster than the Punjabis from India.
So at the Gurudwara you'd find Indian women wearing Western clothes.
Correct.
Like what, skirts and blouses?
Yeah, then later pantsuits and stuff.
But that's all changed now.
Now they're going backwards.
They're wearing salwar kameezes.
They're wearing the Indian clothing.
Okay. How do you when you look back and over the years since the 70s and 80s, different kind of Indian immigrants have come into Yuba City and Sutter County. When you look back, what do you think has changed?
Morals,
Hmm.
respect. Uh, when I was a kid, people were more respectful and more helpful than today. Uh, if you were purchasing anything, the other Indians wouldn't interfere.
Hmm.
And same thing, if they were purchasing anything, our family wouldn't interfere.
Hmm.
Today, you don't see that. You see family bidding against family, which is, I feel it's wrong.
So things have changed. Did you ever consider moving out of Yuba City?
Uh, I kind of like it here. I wouldn't mind having another home somewhere.
Where would that be?
Maybe on the coast, on the ocean.
On Highway 1?
Where Highway 20 dead ends in Highway 1, somewhere over there. Where I'm only, 2.5 hours away from here.
Hmm. That's what you think about.
I would like something like that, where it's only 60 degrees all year round.
60 degrees. You
Mhm.
don't like the hot.
I like the hot weather. I've been in it all my life. I've always wore long sleeve shirts, big hat. Make the best of it.
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you.